Yeah. So in Java 7, default is not available. Default method is not available. In Java 8, it is available. That's why we need to take somewhat interest over here. So it is essential somewhat to know about this. They think this is a special condition. Okay. And now we are having a static method inside in an interface, inside an interface, which is also implementable. So in the sense of a default method, it is also implementable. In the sense of a static, which is also implementable. Only these two methods are implementable inside an interface. How you are going to access that? Just I'm recalling what the things what we discussed in the last class. This is about, yeah, see this one. So there is a default method inside an interface. The name of the interface is def method, which consisting of this is an abstract method which doesn't have an implementation. Abstract method that doesn't allows implementation. And this is a default method which allows implementation, as well as along with the abstract method and a default method, we are having a static method. This is also implementable inside an interface. So other than these two things, no other method is not allowed to implement over here. Again, I said, if it is going to implement, which is an abstract class, only that we are going to implement. If it is required, let me delete this, and I'm showing you. So it is asking for the default method also, but it is not asking for the static method. If I'm going to choose a default method and abstract method, so see this one, it is also implementable. But here what it is saying, directly it is calling this method. It is not allowing the implementation over here. Again, I'm telling you, in the yesterday's class, I didn't tell you about this. Sorry, told you about this. So if you are going to override this default method, which is available inside an interface, it is not implementable over here. Just as a casual manner, you are going to access with the super keyboard. This is the reference of the interface, and dot, there is a super in the sense, which is a parent one. We are going to access the parent one. So see this one, when I click on this, so here the super dot the default method, which is an the default method of an interface, but this is not implementable. Only the abstract method is implementable. Okay, remember this one also. This is also somewhat different. This is a somewhat different condition. Okay, see this one, now it got overridden, is overridden in a default class, and this is an implement method. So just know the difference in between this. In previous sessions we discussed about the method overriding, so that's why O will be shown over here. So there is an arrow mark that the overridden interface is over here, or overridden class is over here. This is the arrow mark. This is the process of doing the implementation or extents. In the sense of a class also, there will be an arrow mark like this. And if it is overridden, a 0 will be over here. And if it is going to implement, I will be over here. So each and every tool is supposed to do like this only. Okay, whether it is a NetBeans, or it is an Eclipse, or it is IntelliJ IDEA tool. All these tools are designed in this way to give a clear idea about how the interface is going to implement, as well as the overridden methods. Okay, and now we are going to discuss about the static method. So for accessing the default method, let me delete this. Okay, this is abstract method. Sorry, that was a spelling mistake. Abstract method implementation. Okay. And So to access this, what we are going to do, just df dot method test. And by using the same object, which is instantiated by the class, which we call it as an upcasting, we are going to access the abstract method, which is implemented inside a class, and as well as the default method, which does not have any implementation over here. Only the interface consisting of a default method implementation. Default method is implemented inside a interface. So this is the way to access them. But this is somewhat different. What I said, this is somewhat different. So there is no need to go for an object. Directly by using the reference of an interface, we can directly call a static method, which is somewhat different case compared with the default as well as the abstract class. Okay, there is no need to worry. This was somewhat easy. Don't get confused. Okay, and I'm going to discuss about, where is my PPT? Yeah, so default method has been done. Then where is my remaining slides? Okay, let me share you that my browser. Wait a second. Where is my browser? So they are supposed to use somewhat different functions over here. So there is no need to worry. Yeah, we'll discuss that. The functional interface can contain a default and static methods. But initially what they said, only a single abstract, which is not implementable, is available inside an interface. And now they are saying like, can you turn off your mic? And it consisting of a default and static method, which do have an implementation. So in addition to the single unimplemented methods. So what we discussed about an interface, initially we are having abstract methods, which is not implemented. And then we are having a default method, which is implementable and be accessed by creating an object of the class, which is implemented an interface. And then we got a static method. What the static did? The static method is only accessible by using the reference of an interface, which does it contains that static method. So a interface consisting of a static method, which is having the reference of that particular interface, we are going to access the static method because the main method itself has a static method. Again, I'm telling you, the main method itself is a static method. But if you want to access a default one, it should be like you have to create an object for the class which implements that interface. So in the sense, the same thing what they are saying, the functional interface contains a default and a static methods. Already we know this one. And what they said, these two things are implementable over there. And now in addition, a single unimplemented method is also available inside a functional interface. Let me show you that one. Just I'm showing you how it look like. So this is how they will do the time when they are working on. Even I won't understand what they are doing. Why actually they require this? I think they to reduce somewhat. Okay, sorry. See this one. So here we are having my functional interface and there is a lambda. This is how they will do, because every time, okay, let me tell you one thing. Suppose I'm going to work on my application. So there, let me show you that you will get a clear idea. What is the use of this lambda? Let me share you my screen, one more screen, not this one. So many windows. Yeah. You will get a general idea of what they are doing. Let me show you that. Not this one. This is the main activity, right? Yeah, see this one. You will get, you know this one, see this one. Now, this is somewhat, you don't understand this, don't you bother about this one. Yes, I'm telling you how it will be useful inside a real time. So this is a new dialog interface dot on click listener. Don't you think about this? This is a dialog interface. So this is how you are going to use in a real-time applications. This is an interface, and how you are going to apply that functional interface over here just by clicking right click over here, replace with Lambda. See this one. It has been changed. It has been changed to by hyphen and arrow mark. Again, I'm telling you. So these are not highlighted. Why these are not highlighted? Please don't use this. If it is like a dialog interface, like it is an interface that is going to apply on some of the methods available inside an interface, you are going to use that functional interface over there. Why this is not highlighted? This one also not highlighted. See this one. And this is also not highlighted. Why? Because use a functional interfaces instead of this. They are saying already this is an interface. I think you got the idea about this. Like use hyphen replace with the lambda. This is how we are going to use the lambda. Instead of doing so much of work, just reduce that by using hyphen, and there is a greater than symbol. And again, I'm telling you, there is a hyphen and there is a greater than symbol. Just click on this and it will show like this. Initially, what it consisting of, two parameters are available, and now it is having only a hyphen and greater than symbol, which is an arrow mark in the point of view. Okay, I think I'll see this one also. It consisting of S, right? Let me take this as Alt Enter and replace with lambda. See this one. Similar things, just reducing the code. That's it. Okay, there is no need to worry about that, and we'll go for our general example. This is about the real time. Okay, let me undo this because maybe the functionality will be changed. Okay. Why? Okay. Can you audible my voice right now? Just I sent you a message, right? No one is responding. Okay. It's okay. You need to respond, man. Yes, I'm checking my mic. There is an issue with my mic. Okay. It's an old laptop. It's okay. Yeah. So I'm going to take a program like public study for me. Let me take this. So I'm going to copy and paste over there so that we will save some time today itself. Yeah. So see this one. Let me align this according to our manner. So you know about the threads, right? I think we didn't discuss about the threads. Yeah, okay. Thread is a lightweight process which we are going to use in a Java, because by using the threads, what we are going to do, this is not actually, this is available in fourth unit, I think. Yeah, inside the fourth unit. Yeah. Thread is somewhat a lightweight process that gives a timing to the application. You are going to do this work after a small time, and you are going to do that work at a small time. Though, so that this is, we are going to assign a particular timing to the each and every thread. Thread in the sense of process, which is a lightweight process. We'll call it a thread as a process. We are going to assign a task based on the threads only. How you are going to do that? So this is an anonymous inner class and object. When you are going to use a new keyword, we will know that that is an instantiation, that we are going to start a new thing. So this is a class object. We already created that. We'll go for the detailed information about a thread later. So just for our information point of view, we are doing this. So initially what the thread is saying, allocates a new thread object. This constructor has the same effect as a thread. Thread in the sense, it's a process which works on giving the time, how you are going to process your application. Okay, that doesn't matter. Just our, I mean, the functional interface concept, we are using this one. Okay, anonymous. What is anonymous in the sense? Unknown. Anonymous is an unknown. You know all about this inner class objects. Create an anonymous inner class. We just created an anonymous, which we don't know inside. Why we don't know this? Because we didn't created an object like this. Thread is equals. So we didn't create it like this. If we created like this, we know that it is available, but we don't know that. That's why we created directly an object over here. This is how we are going to create an object. So what we are doing, it's already consisting of an overridden method. The thread consisting of an overridden methods. Let me delete this, you'll get an idea. So what it is asking, thread is an interface so that the runnable, we are using one more object inside the thread as a parameter. Runnable is a parameter we are using inside a thread. This is also one of the object. If we are going to use this, what it is asking to implement, because this is an interface. So run, we are going to use this. Okay, let me undo this one. Yeah. So to create a thread and to process upon a thread, we have to use this runnable. Don't get confused over here. Just our information point of view, how the functional interfaces are working. Just I took this one. Okay. There are so many examples are there. At the time of a thread explanation, I'll give you a clear idea about this. Okay. So many things are available inside a thread. How you are going to work on applications and that. Okay. And now run this program. What it will do. Okay. So now we create a thread. Check this one, how we created this. This is an object and it consisting an object. But what we did here, there is a braces and all this one as a parameter. Please concentrate on this topic. From here to here, the implementation is done in the parameter itself, in the parameter space itself. Again, I'm telling you. So to start a thread, this is enough. To start a thread, this is enough. but we created over here. There I shown you the real-time application over there. But instead of this, and runnable is not highlighted, Again, I'm telling you over there, interface dot on click listener is not highlighted. Why? Because instead of that, use a lambda over there like this, the same thing, replace with a lambda. See this one, what it happened, everything inside the thread, what we passed, the runnable object is just gone. Why it is gone? It is replaced by hyphen arrow. Now you got the point, right? Only the println statement is available. This is how to reduce the code. You have to remember this. It is only possible in the sense of an interfaces only. To reduce the code and the time, they just use this one. And this also introduced in Java 8 only. From Java 8 onwards, you're going to use the functional interfaces. So one thing you have to notice, Java 8 consisting of different things compared with the Java 7. Till Java 7, there is no new functionalities. So these are the new features added. So if they ask like a question, the features added in Java 8, you have to write about the default method and about the functional interfaces also. Okay, there is no need to worry. Only 4 minutes left. Tomorrow also we are going to discuss the same topic because so many examples are available. So to reduce the time and the functionality, sorry, not the functionality, to reduce the size of an application, we are going to use the functional interfaces, and even we will take low time to build this one. Only the statement is available, and the remaining, what we did over here, we created an object runnable. We don't record all these things. Only we just use this statement only instead of all this stuff. There is no need of a overridden method over here, which is implementable, and there no need of a runnable object over here. So this is also anonymous. See this one, runnable is an interface. It is possible in the sense of an interfaces only. Please remember this. And instead of this, just place with the lambda. Lambda in the sense, there is a hyphen with a greater than symbol, okay, which is useful for us, which is useful at the time of real-time applications also, to reduce somewhat a code as well as to reduce the time also to build the application. This is how we are going to use functional interfaces, and there are so many examples also available. And in the STS class, almost all 60 people got absent. I'm just asking you, just after the completion of this and annotations, just will go for the introduction. Annotation in the sense, this is called an annotation. This is an annotation. Just they said like annotations, right? So we are going to discuss how the annotations are useful if required. I mean, at the time of a requirement, how you are going to do that. This is a default annotation in the sense of this interface, because this interface consisting of already a run abstract method, which is not implementable inside a runnable interface. This is a default one. This is already available. So how you are going to use that? By using an overridden method. I'm just calling this run method and I'm implemented over here. So this is how the interfaces are very, very useful inside a real-time applications also. So this overridden method will call it as an annotation. If there is any @ symbol before a keyword, we'll call it as an annotations. Just this is just an introduction for that. Tomorrow we'll go for the detailed information, and 2 minutes left. Then how many people got